Hello everyone and welcome again to another episode of our tutorial series, The Intermediate Guide. And welcome to this new episode here where we are going to talk about the stuff we did in the last episode, and it was selecting this model here, this girl from the other picture and putting it in this new background here picture. But in this video we are going to try and make it looks more better. The object of our tutorial is not to make a perfect picture, but we are going just to learn how we can use the layer mask we talked about in the last episode, and how we can use them and combine them with the other tool that we are going to see in this episode. Now, to begin with, and let's be honest, let me zoom like this, Control 0 or Command 0 to make the picture full in my computer here. This girl here is already, as we can say, and as you can see, she have a good makeup and she got everything good, right? We have nothing to do to make her makeups look better because she already have makeups and everything. So we can't apply a lot of, let's say, a lot of filters or effect to make her looks better. But what we can do in this case, we can, let's say, for example, change her colors, change the colors of her eyes, the hair, the lips, and stuff like this. So we are going to try to do this, and we can change her skin. And what does I mean by this? Let me zoom out, just like this. Now you can see that we have the difference color between the background color in the girl, right? It's like we have this sunny picture. It's like the sun is hitting the girl from the left, like in the sun we have the sun from the right, I mean, sorry, and the picture is sunny too. So we have this sunny picture like this, and we can't have it. You can need to make the background not to look like sharp as the foreground, right? So we are going, the first place we are going to turn out our picture to be with some blur, and for this we are going to select our background picture. I'm selecting it here. I will do Command G or Control G to duplicate our picture, and I will go for filter and go for blur, and I will choose this Gaussian blur here. I will make it, let's say, 5. Yeah, 5 looks good, and we will click OK. Now we have this blurry picture here, and this looks much better than the first one. And of course we can do a lot of stuff, but I will keep it just like this. I like how it looks like, but it's not normal to have a background picture from the beginning till the end, right? Our picture should look sharp in this area here, and as long as we are going beyond, it should be more blur, right? So we are going to make this area here looks sharp just a little bit. So what we can do about this, we are going to add a mask, which this button here, we learned this before. I will add a mask to our background here. This mask here will blend with this layer we have here in the background. So right now we have two layers here. This is the duplicate, this is the original one. I will select the mask here, and I will select my gradient tool right here, and I will change the colors I have here. I want to make this color a sample color. Let me just click here, and I want to make this just white and black. Can we have white and black? No. So I will just make one. We will delete all these colors here. I will click in this side here. I will make it like this, and this side here will make it white just like this, and make sure we have 100% opacity from both sides. I will click OK, and I will just drag from this area to the top, and you will notice this. Right now this is the original picture, and now we have a picture that looks like this. So it means we have blur in the background, we have blur from this side here, from this side here, and we have this clear bridge here. So we are going to move on to the next stage, and which I'm going to try and change the color of the skin of the girl here. So for do this, let me just delete this one here. I think we don't need this one. but let's keep it for now here. Okay, now we have our girl here. I will duplicate Why? Because we need to always make sure we have our original picture backed up. Now I have two pictures and we have the picture here of our girl. So I will click here and I will pick something from these blending options we've seen before, and I will pick this color balance. So we are going to try to balance the color in our picture. So let's start with making our picture looks good, right? So for now we have this tone. This is a bright tone in with the picture here, and I will try to make her looks cold a little bit. As you can see, we can make our picture looks hot like like this. It doesn't mean hot, but I mean that we have these hot colors, right? So we can make it like this, or we can make it cold like this, and we have these vibrancies, and I want this blue color to be the dominating color in our picture. So I will just move it just around here like this, and I will try to change this to make it just around here, and we can keep her skin just like this. Now we are using the tone of the mid-tone, right? We can change the shadows, like we have this black area here. This is the shadow. Everywhere we have shadow in our picture, right? So we are going to try and make this shadow just go a little bit like this into the magenta, and we can let's say make it like this, and we can bring some like this. And now moving on to the highlight, we can of course change the highlight and we can make them like this. As you can see, but I don't like it, so I will keep it like this. For this we are just going to make it like this too, and I'm going to make the picture looks like this. And right now we have, this is the original picture, and this is how it looks right now. Good, right? We already make some progress in changing how pictures feel, but for now we don't like this blue color here, right? And the girl, and she's a blonde girl, and we have a lot of blue and green in the picture, right? So this blonde hair doesn't match more with the picture, but we can do something about this. What is it? I am going to create a new layer. I will click create new layer here, and I will switch back from my gradient tool to the paint bucket tool, and I will pick this color here. This is the hex code of my color here. You can copy it if you want. I will click OK, and I will click just once like this, and we will have this blue color right here. For Sator, I will make the opacity of my layer here into 50%, just like this. And now I am going to change what? I'm going to change the blend mode of our layers. We learned this before, guys, right? So right now I'm combining everything we learned before in one go. So I will pick this light, for example. If you don't like what you see, you don't need to click and choose every time a new one. You can do this in your keyboard, as long as this blend mode highlighted like this. As you can see, we have this blue border here. It means we are now inside our blending options. In your keyboard, you can use the up and down arrow to move and switch between the blending options. So I will just click once. We have now soft light, we have this hard light, etc. And I will keep switching until I find the feeling I want for my picture. Let's say I like this one here. This subtract is really amazing for our picture. It makes the hair not look as blonde as it was in the beginning. It gives her this darken mode, and it makes the picture looks better than before, but it's too much for now. So I will make this into 25, let's say, and 25 looks really good. So this is the picture how it was, and this is how it is right now. And you can see we already have this cool picture here. So this is the original picture. This is with the blending layer we added, and this is with the color we created just right now. And looks how the pictures looks. It looks really good, and it's not as I can't say it looks like the girl is perfect fit in this picture, but it's good for a tutorial. So now we are going to make a new stuff here, and it's just below this one here. Notice with me, I didn't apply this color balance for just my girl here, because if we did like this, as you can see I have this down arrow. We learned this before or not, I will repeat and say it here. So if I didn't say it before, I'm saying it now, and if I did say it before, let's say I will repeat it so you can get it, so you can let's say learn it again. So if you click Alt on your keyboard, you will notice that we have this arrow here. It means that I'm clipping these effects only to the layer below it. So look what will happen to the picture here. When I click like this, the filter or the color balance right now is not applied for my background here. It's applied only on this girl here. Because I say that, you know, you can see this little arrow here, it means that I'm focusing my color balance only on the girl. There are cases where you will try to do this and it will feel better. As you can see right now, I can say that this is amazing, and even without this the picture still looks good, right? So I will keep it just like this, but I will need to create new filters, and I want them to apply only on this layer here. So I will click on my layer here and I will pick again this color balance again, but this time I want to apply this on my girl here. So I will click, and now we have this cyan, magenta and stuff like this, the color balance only applying to this layer here. I will zoom just a little bit like this, and I want to give her, let's say, something on her lips, right? I don't know what color we want to use, but we can do some makeup to the lips here, right? So let me just zoom in a little bit like this. The qualities of the picture is not really amazing, but we can work with this. It's just for a tutorial. Now look with me, I will click on my layer here. I'm selecting my layer and I want to switch this to black. So how can I do this? So notice with me what I'm going to do. I will click on this layer and I will drag it to this delete button because I don't want this layer mask. I will click OK. And when we create a new mask, we just click once and it will add a new mask to the layer we selected, right? I will do Command Z. Right now I want to click Alt and I will click on the layer mask, and now you will notice we added a black layer mask. What is the difference between a white and a black one? So let me do Command Z again to show you an example. When we create a white layer mask, a normal layer mask, we have this white area here. It means that we are not making our layer transparent. Now in our case, in the white case, our layer is 100% visible, it's 100% transparent, right? But when I click on my brush tool and I will make it bigger like this, and we are going to change our color here into a black one, so I will just hit X in my keyboard to switch the black and white. Now notice with me, when I draw like this, we have this black area here, right? So if I zoom out and I make my brush size bigger, just like this, and I'm just drawing on my picture, of course you will notice nothing because I'm just painting on the layer mask, but in the layer mask right now it's all a black layer mask because we just made this layer looks all transparent right now. And we can do this by just one alt click and dragging it directly there. But for now we have the same effect we want, so I will go ahead and keep it like this. I will make my brush size smaller just like this for now. So I want to keep only the lips who we are going to make the transform, right? The transform, I mean the change we are going to do. So I will make my brush size smaller. I will zoom in just like this, and I will make my size just smaller like this. And now I want to draw, I want to paint over the lips, but we can't see anything because we didn't change anything. So for now I will just make this like this. If you are following this tutorial, just do this, just change the color into cyan or red, whatever you want. So when we are going to paint here, we will see the difference. So I will switch back to white, because the white will make things appear and black make things disappear. And I will draw on the lips here. As you can see, we are bringing a lot of details right now. and this is what we want exactly. So right now I'm just drawing like this, and I am bringing those details like this. I will zoom in just a little bit so I can draw on this top corner here, and make sure you are not moving outside the ellipse. And I will switch back to my black color with the X, and I want to keep those tooth outside of my selection because we don't need them. Alright, we don't want to paint on the teeth here. So right now we have a different color, and if we hide this layer, you will see we have those red lips here. So we did bring a lot of colors. Now we can make them any color you want. Let's say we want them to be this, like this, like this. I will just keep it like this, something like this. Let's change this shadow. Of course we can use other hue and saturation filter, but for now I will just keep it with the color balance, because why not? So I will make them just look a little bit like this, just a little bit like this, and let's keep them just like this so we can see them. They are really visible. As you can see, we just changed here lips color really so fast and so clean. Now we can of course do this same effect into here eyes if you want. Let's say you want to change here your eyes color. You can duplicate the color balance. We have another color balance. We are going to apply this filter only on this filter, which means we are going to apply it only on this picture. And right now we don't need to bring more light here, so I will take this away because we don't need it anymore. Let's say we want to have another color in the eyes here, so we are going to make this color red colors. Okay, let's do this. This is a vampire girl, right? We are making this vampire girl right here. So we have those red lips and those red eyes here. We can do the same. We can do the Command G again and Alt and click to make this layer apply only on those layer who apply on our girl. And we can change the hair color just easy as we want. Let's say I will zoom in, I will click this X again, and to take away just those eyes because we don't need to apply the mask on those eyes here. And I will X to switch the color, and let's say we want to add these red colors here in here hair I mean. And as you can see, we already have this hair color like this, or like this, or something like this. And of course you can play with this however you want. Let's say you want to apply same here and same here, somewhere here and here, stuff like this, like this Harley Quinn, right? We can do this like this and like this. And when I zoom out, you will see that we have this different picture from this is the picture I created before by myself, but this is the picture we created right now. It's different, but I was just showing a tutorial, and this is what we end up with. So right now we have this girl here with these filters, with this everything. I will do click, and I will do control and click to select everything I just created in these layers here. I will do control G. We are going to see this group, or I think we did this before, just to show you an example of what we had before and what we created now. So this is the original picture, this is what I created before, and this is what we created right now. As you can see, we changed how the pictures feel and to make it fit however we want. This is it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you did like what we did in this episode. I hope you learned now how you can work with the layer mask and to combine them with other layer mask, how to make one, apply one another, how to combine them and everything, and how you can use your brush tool and the gradient tool and everything to combine them into making a beautiful picture. Notice we are not done yet with this picture. We are still going to do something with this picture in the future again, in the next episode I mean. So I hope to see you guys in the next episode. Subscribe if you didn't, like this video if you do like what we do, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you and love you guys.